Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson on factorizing algebraic expressions. If you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe and also share with your friends and families to subscribe. We look at what factorizing is. Factorizing is a way of writing an expression as a product of its factors using brackets. So we are going to look at this example and then learn how to factorize. So in this example, what we have to look at first is the highest common factor of each term. Now, the highest common factor, which is the HCF, we are going to look at the numbers first, and then if you don't know how to find the highest common factor of numbers, I'm going to use the 12 and 16 to show you how to find the highest common factor. So with the 12, the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 12. The factors of 16, we have 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Now let's pick the common factors out. So you can see there is 1 here, there is 1 there, there is 2 there, there is 2 there, there is 4 here, there is 4 there, and we do not have any other common factors. So we have 3 common factors. Now, which one is the highest? You can see that 4 is the highest. So this tells you that the highest common factor of 12 and 16 is 4. So your first step is going to be find the HCF of the terms. So with the numbers, the HCF is 4. We bring the 4 out and then check the variables. When we check the variable, we have x in the first term. We do not have x in the second term. So we do not have any common variable. Then we open our bracket. Now our second step is going to be divide each term by the HCF. So we pick each term. Our first term is 12x. So we pick the 12x and then divide it by our 4, which is the HCF. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. We do not have any variable in the denominator, any variable x in the denominator. So we are going to have our x there. We pick the second term, always work with the signs. So we have plus 16 divided by 4, and this is equal to plus 4. So what we are going to put in the bracket is going to be these terms. So in the bracket, we are going to have 3x plus 4. Now, one thing we have to note is that after we have factorized, we have to make sure that the terms we have in the bracket do not have any common factor except 1. When you check the terms, we have 3 and 4. The numbers 3 and 4. We do not have any common variable. So the highest common factor of 3 and 4 is 1. Now, someone may factorize this way, the same expression this way. Because 2 is common, the person will bring 2 out and then write 6x plus 8. Now you have factorized this, but this one is not factorized fully. And when they ask you to factorize, they expect you to factorize fully. If you check what you have in the bracket, 6 and 8, these have a common factor, which is 2. So it tells you that this one is not factorized fully. Now, the opposite of factorize is expand. So after you factorize, you can expand your answer to check if you are correct or right. So as a check, we have 4. So we have 4 out 3x plus 4. Let's expand. If you do not know how to expand, then watch my video on expanding bracket. So we multiply what is outside by everything in the bracket, each term in the bracket. So we have 4 times 3x, which is 12x. And then 4 times 4, which is 16. And this is the same as what we have on top here. So our answer is correct. Now let's look at some more examples. In the first example, if we check the numbers, we have 15 and 21. So the HCF of 15 and 21 is 3. And you can do that by listing the factors and then taking the highest common. So we bring 3 out. Now let's check the variables. We have x. X squared is the same as x times x. And then we have x. So in these two terms, x is common here, x is common there. So the variable x is common. Now we found our highest common factor for this expression. So let's find out what will be in the bracket. And we do that by dividing 15x squared by the highest common factor, 3x. Now, 3 divides 15 5 times. And x squared is the same as x times x. So we have x times x divided by x. So this x will cancel and we'll be left with x. So this will give us 5x. We pick the next one, which is negative 21x, and then divide by the highest common factor. And we are dividing negative by positive. This will give us negative. Our answer is going to be negative. And then 3 divides 21 7 times. Now we have x here. This x will cancel. So we are not going to have any variable in our answer. So these will be the terms that will come in the bracket. So we are going to have 5x minus 7. So we have factorized fully. And if you check the numbers, 5 and then 7, the highest common factor is 1. So it tells us that we have factorized fully. In the second example, we have negative and negative common to both. So you can bring the negative out. And then the HCF of 16 and 24 is 8. So we bring 8 out. Now let's check the variable. We have y here. We do not have any variable there. So no common variable. Let's open our bracket now. Now we pick each term. So we are going to pick negative 16y divided by negative 8. We are negative divided by negative. This will give us a positive answer. And then 16 divided by 8 will give us 2. We do not have any variable y in the denominator. So we'll be left with y. We move on to the second term, which is negative 24 divided by our HCF. The negative will cancel. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So plus 3. So we are going to have these in the bracket. Now, because we are writing the 2y as our first term in the bracket, there is no point bringing the plus sign in front there, because if there is no sign in front of a number, it tells us that the number is a positive. Then we bring our second term, which is the plus 3. And if you expand this bracket, this one, you are going to get the question on top. We move on to our last example. Now, in this example, we have the HCF. We find the HCF of 6 and 4, because the numbers there are 6 and 4. And this is 2. So we bring 2 out. Now, let's check the variables. We have x here, y there, no variable there, so no common variable. And a common variable, you must find that variable in each term. So even if you have 2 terms, you have the same variable, and the other one do not have that variable, we do not have any common variable. So this one, our highest common factor for this expression is 2. Now, let's pick each term. So we have 6x divided by the highest common factor. This will give us 3x. And then 4y divided by 2. This will give us 2y. And we come to the last one, which is minus 6 divided by 2, and this is equal to negative 3. So this will be the terms that will come into the bracket. So we are going to have 3x plus 2y minus 3. So we have factorized fully. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. Thank you.